It's way too long since we've talked to our mate Neil Sean, who is in the UK. And the signs have been there for a long time, great man. But apparently, Meghan thinking seriously about politics. Dear God, it was always going to happen.
Hi, Paul. Lovely to see you too. Now, listen, if this story is true, let's be blunt here, right? If this is a woman who needs, people, needs votes, needs people to like her. And let's not forget that this is a woman who only got 200 people to download that very woke poem, which was attached, of course, to her 40 times 40 incentive, when she allegedly had a 40th birthday. And you do kind of think to yourself, well, if you can't get that, and also on a more serious note, let's be honest, when you have the opportunity to get near a president, that whether you like President Trump or not, he was popular. He did get, the votes and all that sort of stuff. When she had the opportunity to meet with him in London, she passed on that and lumped that to Prince Harry. So the only way that she could try and get some popularity moving into politics would be to get him to do a lot of the groundwork, and possibly he will do. He is still liked in certain areas, but this, of course, is from a woman who wanted to remain private and choose a different life.
Well, again, yeah, I mean, look, I think it's fun to talk about on the telly, but obviously the implausibility of it is fairly obvious. But it goes back to that central point, right, which was we are leaving the family because we want out of the spotlight, right? Straight into the interview, okay, fine, you've got something to say, fair enough, right? Oh, no, into the Netflix deal, it never ends, all right? There's no, yes. there's no tunnel, it's just all light.
Yeah. Well, I think the bigger problem, what I find quite funny is, it would be a really good test to just sort of see where she could go with this. Look, she's a very ambitious woman. There's nothing wrong with that. I admire ambition. But you also have to have a reality and think, where could I go with this? Now, when you look at a lot of the projects that we've got coming up, we've got this animated thing with David Furnish, the cartoon, right? We've got Prince Harry's book. Yes, they've got to make money. They've got to live. I get all of that. But everything's really tawdry. If they had just disappeared for a year maybe and thought, okay, we'll have a quiet life and then build the bridges back. But they've just gone at it sort of hammer and tong. And over here, Meghan Markle is really, really disliked, let me tell you. They talk about the younger people like, that's not the feedback when I'm out on the streets filming. She seems to have sort of burnt a lot of bridges, and Prince Harry, to me, looks like a man sat on Mogadon. I don't know what's happened to him, but if you saw the GQ speech, you think, when's he going to come alive again,
Yeah, but also it was that thing where, look, I get it. Nobody's going to sort of be their raging Vegas self for the rest of their life. But a bloke who served his country, knew his role in the family, and I get it. Like nobody that, you don't want to live a life of being spare parts for other royals. I can get all of that stuff. But there is a midpoint between that and where he sits right now, which is that if the political thing happens, and it's not going to happen, but what? So he had to give up all of his ambition in order to service hers? That's weird.
Do you know, I mean, that's the weird thing, isn't it, actually, when you think about it? This, on a serious note, Prince Harry sacrificed a lot, and whichever way he's in love, I get it, he's a father. That side of it is the thing, the element that he really wanted. I always knew Prince Harry wants to be a dad. You could sense that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
But I think he's really given all of it. He's sort of been like a complete wet blanket, let this woman dictate, the narrative. And also not just trashed her own family, but now trashed his on international TV. So really, when he, and I say this loosely, if it doesn't work out, where is he going to be moving forward? We would welcome him back, but what a damaged individual that now could possibly be.
Oh, but the comeback story, mate. The comeback story. People always love it. Thank you, Neil. We'll be talking about all of it between now and inevitably then.